RTX 5090, love it, hate it, or somewhere in between. The internet is on fire, or maybe the cards are on fire, about people's opinions on the RTX 5090. Now look, honestly, love it or hate it, I don't care. My channel is about having a bit of fun, showing you what the latest tech is and what we can do in these simulators in VR and pushing the limits. And what we're going to do for today's video is actually jump into Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, and we're going to test out the RTX 5090 flying through New York City. We're going to use the Quest 3. We're going to try all the cool features like DLSS for upscaling. We're also going to try synchronous space warp for the Quest 3. This isn't necessarily about a raw frame test, but honestly, if you're flying VR and you're really pushing the limits, I think these software advancements are where we want to be. We want to be leaning on these bits of software to maximize the frame rate we can get, smooth the game out, and for games like flying, smart smoothing and synchronous space warp lend themselves to this in spades. Now, talking about amazing software, say Intentions AI, ATC, artificial intelligence, where we can be talking to the ATC, getting them to radio back, getting handoff, requesting our runway for departure. It is absolutely epic, and we're going to be using it in the sim today. The sponsor for today's video is Say Intentions AI, but I never fly without it. Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 and the X-Plane series is amazing with Say Intentions AI. So I'll stop flapping my gums. We're going to get in the sim rig really soon and you're going to get to see it in action, but we're going to request special permission to fly low level through New York City with the RTX 5090, and let's see what ATC says. Now, another massive thank you to Steve from Hardware Unboxed. I could not be making these videos without you, brother. Thank you so much. Steve was kind enough when I reached out to lend me the RTX 5090 for these benchmarks, for these tests, so that we can see the results and my audience, the viewers out there, can know whether or not the RTX 5090 is a good buy or should you pass on it in 2028 when they finally get released. Anyway, we're going to get into the video. You know the drill. Like, subscribe, share these videos with all your crazy friends. Let's go. Righto, here we are. We're in the Savage Gravel. Man, this thing is nuts. It's even got NOS. This is my first time flying it, and we have got synchronous space warp on, locked at 80 frames, and render resolution, I'm super sampling up to about 3700 by 3700 each eye. I'll put all the stats up on screen so everyone knows what's what. We're also running the Say Intentions AI ATC as mentioned at the beginning of the video, so let's radio ATC and see if we can get a runway for departure. Linden Experimental 3 Mike Bravo requesting VFR and clearance for runway heading out over New York City.
Experimental 3 Mike Bravo, cleared VFR, maintain runway heading. On departure, maintain VFR at or below 1500 feet. Departure on 128.55, squawk 6654.
Okay, so you can see with the Say Intentions AI, I've got the trainer wheels on, so it's put the squawk in. It's even given me the radio frequency that I'm going to need to change to on departure. So let's just see if we can get a runway for departure. Linden, Experimental 3 Mike Bravo, understood, requesting runway for departure.
Experimental 3 Mike Bravo, you're on the clearance frequency. Please contact ground or tower for runway assignment and departure clearance.
Oh, okay, I've got to switch radio frequency, so we'll switch that now. Linden, Experimental 3 Mike Bravo, requesting runway for departure. I'm still such an amateur at all this ATC stuff, but I absolutely love this. I am slowly learning it.
Experimental 3 Mike Bravo, runway 27, winds 310 at 14, gusting 28, altimeter 29.901, cleared VFR, maintain runway heading. On departure, maintain VFR at or below 1500 feet, departure on this frequency, squawk 6654. Right, 116.
Linden, Experimental 3 Mike Bravo, understood. Departing on runway 27, maintain VFR and fly below 15. All right, let's head out. So we'll get half flaps. Man, this thing is twitchy. Linden Tower, experimental 3 Mike Bravo. We are ready for departure on runway 27.
Experimental 3 Mike Bravo, runway 27, line up and wait. Experimental 3 Mike Bravo, runway 4 left, wind 310 at 14, gusting 28, cleared for takeoff.
Linden Tower, experimental 3 Mike Bravo, understood, cleared for takeoff. We are departing out. All right, here we go. We got half flaps and let's go full throttle. This thing is powerful. Here we go. Oh, wow, we are up. Okay, flaps leveling out. Trimming the nose forward. Oh my goodness. Man, we better back off the throttle. This thing is climbing like a steam train. Okay, so we're going to start making our way to New York City, and we'll request permission for some low-level flying to test out the RTX5090 with synchronous space warp and all the fruit turned up. And it is just buttery smooth right now. We are locked at 80 frames, latency 55. You'll get a small latency hit when screen recording to, or not screen recording, but recording to the Quest 3. And I prefer doing it for these sort of tests so that we're not getting any kind of frame hit from using OBS screen recorder, because that can be pretty aggressive. Gosh, it's looking good. It's looking really good. It's smooth as butter. Everything's just crystal clear. We're running DLSSQ, looking razor sharp. Linden Tower, experimental 3 Mike Bravo, understood. We are contacting CTAF on 123.05. So we're coming up on the city straight in front of us here. This will be a really good test. We've still stayed locked at 80 frames. We're sitting on sort of 55 milliseconds latency. Again, a little latency hit because we are recording to the headset. Render resolution 122%. And it is buttery smooth at the moment. So even with the 4090, there's just no way I could stay permanently locked. We had a little dip there, dipped down to 72, but this is the smoothest I've felt it. Oh, that was interesting. That spike just then, I even lost audio for a second. So, you know, it's really hard to tell sometimes. Is it just Microsoft Flight Simulator being a bit clunky, or... And I think it is. There's just still so much that needs to be optimized in this game. This is looking really cool, man. Really, really cool. Linden Tower, experimental 3 Mike Bravo. We are requesting permission for low-level flying through New York City to test the new RTX5090.
Experimental 3 Mike Bravo. Maintain VFR at or below 1500 feet. Low-level flying over New York City is not permitted. Advise if you need further assistance.
Okay, so there we go. They've just said that we're not allowed. Linden Tower, experimental 3 Mike Bravo, understood. We were requesting a special permission for low-level flying as we are testing the new RTX5090 graphics card. Can permission be granted? Let's see what they say.
Experimental 3 Mike Bravo. Low-level flying over New York City is not permitted. Maintain VFR at or below 1500 feet. Advise if you need further assistance.
Okay.
DHL 215 Heavy. Climb and maintain flight level 340.
We'll try again. Linden Tower, experimental 3 Mike Bravo, understood. Is there any possible exception for the purposes of testing the RTX5090 that we can go low level over New York?
Delta 513 descend.
Experimental 3 Mike Bravo. Contact Hudson Exclusion CTAF on 123.05.
Okay.
Experimental 3 Mike Bravo. Low-level flying over New York City is not permitted.
Oh,
Maintain VFR
they're just not going to let us have it.
500 feet.
You know what? We're going to be cheeky, although we are flying with sane intentions, and it has told us that we shouldn't be. I think we're going to have to, for the purposes of testing, we are going low level. So let's get ready for it. Let's head down into the city. And I'm in the full motion rig, so this will be cool. All right, here we go. We're going down. Oh, hang on to your hats. We're coming in low level. Wow, you can see the latency kicking up a bit there, but frame rate is still very acceptable. We just dipped below 80 there. We're sitting on 79, 78. Man, but it is still buttery smooth and crystal clear. DLSS4 is absolutely shining. I mean, I know everyone wants rasterized frames, but man, I'm happy with this. This is just playing and looking beautiful. A little bit more power there so I don't stall her out. Oh, this is sick. Hope we don't get in trouble by ATC. All right, we're going up through the heart of it. So we're really killing the frames there. We got down into the 50s. So flying out over this, over all of this dense sort of trees and forest sort of stuff is really nerfing the frames. Have a look at that, eating it. So we're at 48 FPS. It is a little stuttery, as you can probably see on camera. So it's okay. Here we go. We're coming in. Still quite acceptable. These frames are still quite acceptable. Oh man, this is spectacular. This is absolutely wild. This is the lowest I've ever flown through New York City. And Central Park back there was just looking amazing. Definitely killing the frames. And yeah, being down in the thick of it here is eating it for sure. But this is still acceptable. So I'll have to rerun this test with the RTX4090. I'm going to be pulling the 5090 out of the rig a little later today because I have some other tests that I'm going to be running. So I'll be putting the 4090 back in, and then we might do another follow-up video seeing how well the 4090 does in this environment with DLSS4, synchronous space warp, all the same settings. All right, let's power on. We're going up for a high pull. Here we go. We're back up at 80 FPS. Man, this thing climbs. Okay, we're going to go for a roll. Oh, it does it with ease. Whoa! Oh! Oh wow, that was intense. So there you have it. New York City with the 5090, super sampling and synchronous space warp, and I'm pretty impressed. That is probably the cleanest I have felt flying around New York City with the settings in-game as high as I've got them. I mean, the buildings are not stuttering at all. Everything is just buttery smooth right now. Once you get real low level though, absolutely, it was starting to really nerf it, but just come back around and we'll make our way back down into the city area again. Yeah, so we're getting a little juddery just there. Ooh, she's tight through here. This almost feels like the Star Wars and the Death Star. We're sitting at 80 though. So it's really funny, there's certain sections and it certainly doesn't feel like it's visually any more demanding than what I'm having now, but the frame rate is hit, so not sure what's going on there. Oh, oh wow. Woohoo! How awesome. How awesome. Oh, look at that. 80 frames solid. Man, that is so smooth. Righto, there you have it. Synchronous Space Warp Quest 3. I was pretty impressed with the results. It bogged down when we got down through Central Park there, but oh, gosh, I just can't but help feel like that's Flight Sim 2024 just not being optimized properly. For the most part, it was playing buttery smooth, and that is the first time I've ever been able to do any aerobatics in New York over the city there and actually have it feel smooth. So I was super impressed. A lot of the flying I do is backcountry bush flying, and it is spectacular with the RTX5090. But I think that was a good test of using the latest features we've got, DLSS4 for sharpening, the upscaling to be able to help with the frames, plus using synchronous space warp in virtual desktop. Man, that is amazing. To be fully locked at 80 for the most part was absolutely wild. What a shame we couldn't get permission from ATC for low level, but we did it anyway. I'll see you in the next video.